What is going on, guys? Welcome to Wrestling World. As always, I'm your host, Austin Boyer. Before we get into tonight's video, please hit that like and subscribe button and hit that notification bell for the latest pro wrestling updates. All right, guys. I was live the other day, right? And now, normally, if you've been in my wrestling live streams, then you know that we just hang out. We meet new people. We talk about wrestling. People tell me about their day, etc., etc. Right? Well, I had somebody come in the other day, and they asked me. Well, first they asked me what this channel was about, and I said this is a pro wrestling channel. I discuss pro wrestling from WWE, AEW, and whatever. I tell you the latest news. I talk about my favorite wrestlers. I talk about the business, what they could be doing, what's wrong with the business. I talk about a little bit of everything, pro wrestling. And they said, well, why don't you watch real wrestling? And I said, define real wrestling. And they said, amateur wrestling. They said, like MMA. And they started naming off a bunch of different amateur wrestlers, a bunch of different MMA fighters, such as Khabib Nurmagomedov, Matt Hughes, etc., etc. So I told them, you may think that pro wrestling's fake, but get in the ring and do what they do. Because I hear a lot of people say wrestling is fake, pro wrestling's fake, this and that. But the same people that are saying it's fake have never stepped in that ring and have done what they've done. And when they say watch real wrestling, it's offensive to me because the same people who say pro wrestling scripted don't realize that half of what we see on TV today is scripted. 90% of television is scripted in some sort of way. So while they call wrestling fake, let me ask you this. Do you watch a movie because it's real? Or do you watch it for the entertainment? Do you watch a television show because it's real? Or do you watch it for the entertainment? Everything is scripted. So when people say wrestling is scripted, wrestling's fake, they're making themselves look a little silly. Now, it doesn't offend me as much as it used to. It doesn't. But it's just the idea that people don't realize okay, movies aren't real. you know, uh, TV is scripted. Jersey Shore, all these TV shows you see are scripted. And it's like, wow. And I have a lot of people tell me, well, why don't you watch real wrestling? Why? Because to me, what I have respect for what they do. I have respect for what pro wrestling is. I have respect for the business. I would love to be in that ring and do what they do. I'm 28, not gonna happen. But could I do what they do? Probably not. It hurts, painful. You got to be in top shape. I'm not. I'm not. Um, Injuries are real in a lot of cases. You know, um, it does hurt. It's not easy on your body, and I would defend pro wrestling till the day I die. Why? Because I love pro wrestling. because it is the only thing I've had in my life that just takes me away from reality. And there have been times where I've fallen in love. I've fallen out of love with pro wrestling. There have been times where I wanted to give up on it, but I keep coming back. You know who brought me back to pro wrestling? Bray Wyatt, CM Punk, those guys. Because around 2011, I would watch pro wrestling, but everybody didn't care for it. The product was kind of stale. So I kind of fell off. But CM Punk, his promo skills, amazing. Bray Wyatt, his promo skills, amazing. And rest in peace, Bray. We love you. I miss you dearly every day. So when CM Punk dropped that pipe bomb, it brought me back in because it made me realize how much I love pro wrestling. When Bray Wyatt came back at Extreme Rules, it made me realize how much I love pro wrestling. I've been a Bray Wyatt fan for years, since his debut on the main roster. And his promo skills, his matches, amazing. His creativity, amazing. And you got to look at pro wrestling as an art form. And Bray Wyatt described this better than anybody. He said, pro wrestling's a love story. They tell their story in the ring, out the ring. And that's the way I've always looked at it. In pro wrestling, you have your good guys, you have your bad guys, you have your storylines, you have your characters, you have everything you need. But they always tell a story, and it's intriguing. It's like watching superheroes. It's like kids watching Marvel, or watching any other TV show. But it's something different. They tell their story in the ring, out the ring. So if you yourself do not watch pro wrestling and you call it fake, watch Monday Night Raw. Watch 3 hours of that show. Watch Friday Night SmackDown. Watch AEW. Watch TNA. Watch New Japan. Watch Ring of Honor. There's so much you can watch. We don't have to agree with everything. But when I tell you I will defend pro wrestling forever, I will. Regardless of how many people tell me it's fake. I know kayfabe has been broken, but I'm still here because I love it. And I respect the people that have died for the business. I respect the people that have gave their heart and soul. People like Roddy Piper, Stu Hart, Stone Cold, Shawn Michaels, Taker, Triple H. Those guys. Jim Cornette. I'm a huge fan of Cornette because he has a great mind for the business. He cares about the business more than anybody I've ever known. So that's why I felt the need to get on here and explain to you guys why I love pro wrestling. Because when I seen that comment in my live, it made me think, I got to really sit down and explain this of why I watch pro wrestling. Because I hear it so much. Pro wrestling's fake. It's scripted. It's not real. Do what they do, get in that ring. Because I guarantee you, if you were to step in that ring, you would respect it a lot more. But, who knows? But all right, guys. what are your thoughts on this video? I know I was ranting a little bit, but it's the logic just everybody's logic with pro wrestling just doesn't make sense to me. When people say it's fake, it doesn't make sense to me because you know. But I love pro wrestling. I don't know about you guys, but let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. Subscribe, like this video, share it out, comment. Let me know your thoughts. I love you guys. God bless.